Okay, everyone, welcome back to GRLCS Week 2 Plat Cap Division. We just saw Averson?
GSM.
No, like the Averson? We saw the first league in Plat.
Avarosan.
There we go. Avarosan. We just saw the Avarosan games, and we are going to get into Winter's Claw. But first, before we do, have you ever heard of Twitch Prime?
What? What's that?
Well, with Amazon Prime, you can get a free sub on Twitch.
Wait, what's Amazon Prime? What's a sub? A sub sandwich?
With Amazon Prime, you can get a free Twitch sub, which you can use to subscribe to the GRLCS channel. And you can get all of our Get Wrecked streams with our amazing emotes like Crabs Out. Other than that, God, why does everyone roast me about my English?
Because you suck at English.
It's my second language, you guys. Please.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem.
It is a personal problem. Anyways, let us get into game number 4 today. Would you like to introduce the Meat Beats, our blue side team?
Yes, here we have the Meat Beats, the meatiest of the beats, and the beatiest of the meats. On the top, we have TransVR with Azir. In the jungle, we have Seismic on Kayn. In the middle lane, we have Biscuit Titchbit, which is a great name, on Diana. And then in the bot, we have the most interesting lane of all time. We have Sonateric with Black GTO and Spoon Crush.
Well, business time. We have in the top lane, the Revan Christ playing Ornn. In the jungle, a Jelly Roll playing Elise. In the mid lane, Fictitian running Rakan mid. Thank God someone had to do it. And in the bot lane, we have OSU Alarmin Kilgar on Zaya and Blitzcrank. That's her name.
That's like the only AD you play, and you forgot her name?
I play Kai'Sa.
I'm kidding. You play mid lane, Kai'Sa. There's a difference.
So, mid lane Rakan. The last time we saw this played in GRLCS was by yours truly against Toe Knuckles.
How'd it go?
It worked against Zed. Let's see if it works against Diana.
Yeah, we will have to see. Rakan actually does have some massive AP scalings in his kit.
Yes, but he did get nerfed enough to where it isn't as good as it used to be.
Of course. He has, however, decided to go Aftershock. So we'll be a little bit safer when he does go for those engages.
But that's never fun. The Electrocute Rakan mid is the way to go.
Well, we'll have to see if the Aftershock does end up saving him at some point throughout this game. He is, can be a fairly squishy character. His shield does have really big AP scalings as well, his passive shield. So we'll have to see if that helps him out throughout the game.
I do want to see how well Biscuit Titchbit plays into this lane.
Yeah.
Because Diana's biggest problem in lane is that she can't engage until level 6.
Yeah.
Versus Rakan has to go in on you if he wants to do any damage. So that could work out in Diana's favor for sure.
Yeah, Rakan definitely will be able to have an easier kind of engage, once he gets the grand entrance. We'll be able to trade a little bit more effectively with the shield and with the sustain. However, Azir has forgotten to buy his items.
The Meat Beats, you guys. By the way, I just want you guys to know that everyone favored them to win this game. But that's going to be That's going to be the Tarek Sona classic bot lane. Just Tarek doing whatever he wants.
Yeah. I do think this lane, they have paired it well with a very strong carry coming out from TransVR in the Azir, so they won't be lacking for DPS in the later stages.
Yes, but they do have quite a bit of AP damage with an Azir top, a Diana mid, and a Sona as your kind of ADC.
Yeah. A lot of the brunt of the AD damage will be needing to come out of Seismic, so we'll see how he decides to build this if he, does go for more. But there is a little bit of engage coming out from Fiction.
I honestly would have liked to see the E from Diana come out to keep Fictitian in close.
Oh, missed Blitzcrank hook. Sorry, Kilgar.
It's okay. Kilgar's by far the worst player on this team. Love you, Kilgar. But I am going to be roasting you this entire game. Just be ready for it.
Dang, my co-caster's toxic.
Everyone knew I was toxic.
Yeah, so TransVR does have a really big wave stacking up against him, so hopefully he'll just be able to clear this out.
Wait, that wasn't us. Who's impersonating us in the
I
chat?
have no idea. However, he actually doesn't get too many of those minions and is 9 CS behind.
But
on
that's
this
gonna be the
orb.
knockup from Fictitious. That's gonna be the E coming out from Biscuit Titchbit.
Yeah, Biscuit Titchbit doing a fair amount of damage, however, has almost no mana left, whereas Fictition does still have
We're
a
just
fair
gonna
amount
call
of mana.
Biscuit Titchbit just Biscuit from now on, you guys.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a great pull from Kilgar. He actually
Good
did
double stun,
something.
good double
That's
stun.
gonna be Ignite. Black GTO is going to flash away.
Yeah, so that is a trade Ignite for Flash.
But that's going to be Fictitious engaging, and Biscuit does not have any mana left, but Seismic is around, so he's
Yeah.
going to have to back away.
I do think, this is where maybe the Electrocute
Kilgar
would have been the better choice, because there are quite a few times where he's been able to get, he's been able to get damage from 3 different sources, but just hasn't done super.
Oh,
hasn't
it's
done that much
Fiction.
damage.
That makes so much more sense. I thought it was Fictitious.
Yeah, I just didn't want to correct you.
Wow. What a great co-caster.
I just like you to look stupid.
Wow.
But yeah, so up here on the top lane, the Raven Chris is doing fairly well, fairly
The
healthy.
Revan Christ.
Whatever.
The Revan Christ.
The Revan Christ. Either way, doing a fair amount of damage, does still have a good amount of mana, whereas TransVR is starting to run low on his mana, as we can see right now, has exhausted almost all of it.
Yeah. But Fiction, God, I'm gonna do that so much. Fiction does have ultimate now.
Oh, good knockup, good
Knock-
damage.
So much damage coming out from the Revan Christ. That is going to be the Call of the Forge God coming out. It's going to miss the first one, but is going to go in for the second one, and that's going to get TransVR's Flash.
Does have to, yeah, very good. Lot of damage coming out from Ornn, does have some really high base damages. And so is able to get a good amount of damage down. Does start to use Call of the Forge God, gets a little bit more damage, and makes TransVR Flash to save his life.
TransVR did also opt to teleport in, but that's going to be Seismic engaging on a Jelly Roll, and that's going to be Biscuit getting first blood onto a Jelly Roll.
Really important to try and get this Diana rolling. Diana can do so much damage. However, Diana is known for having a very good in. However, she doesn't necessarily have a way to get out.
Well, the thing is, if you just kill them immediately when you go in, you don't need to go out.
Exactly, which is why it's so important to make sure that she has this lead early to be able to do the damage to make sure that she can kill everyone.
Kilgar lands the hook onto Black GTO, but now we're going into the mid lane where Fiction and Biscuit Titch is fighting, and Fiction gets the kill due to the tower.
Really good charm. Biscuit does go a little bit far, takes a tower shot, Charm comes in, brings her back in, makes her take another tower shot. And then because of the exhaust, Biscuit can't really do anything to Rakan, and is able to just get in the auto attacks and kill him.
So I would have personally, just out of personal preference, I would have liked to see an Aftershock on this Diana versus an Electrocute. Just because, like you said, she doesn't really have an out. The Aftershock allows you to, when you go in, use your E and at least become a bit tanky for that initial duration. Sure, you don't get that extra burst, which can mean a few kills down the line, but I think it would be more useful in the long run.
I definitely agree. Aftershock on Biscuit, right call. Aftershock on Fiction, bad call.
I'm glad we're in agreement.
Yeah, we can look here on the bot lane, though. Honestly, Sonateric is playing this fairly well. They're not super far down on farm. They are a little bit farther down, but nothing to be really super worried about because they will scale so hard.
I mean, how hard do you really need to scale? I've actually never seen, I've never, watched a full game of Sonateric. I've just heard that it's good.
Yeah, it's not the most
but that's going to
interesting
get
one.
zero ultimate onto Ornn, but there's 3 people onto the Revan Christ, and he's just going to go down.
Yeah, really good kind of Shrima shuffle there, making sure he can't get back. It did look like a Jelly Roll on Elise was trying to get up there. to maybe help out, but because Diana was up there, because Seismic up there, and because Trance was doing so much damage, unfortunately couldn't get there in time and really wasn't able to
but
do
that is going to be OSU Alarm and Kilgar going in. That's going to be the Feather Storm, but the ultimate negates all the damage from the Feather Call, but that's going to be Kilgar re-engaging onto Sona, but it does look like Tarek is going to block the stun. But that's going to be a really good Sona ultimate.
Auto attack
is going to get the stun onto Spoon Crush, and now they're going in for Kilgar. But meanwhile, Fiction is going in for Biscuit. Biscuit's going to go in onto a Jelly Roll, but the stun is going to help a lot. Biscuit's going to flash away, and he is going to make it out.
Yeah, really good kind of all around the map coming out from the Money Boys? What is it? The Meat Beats? The Meat Beats.
The Meat Beats.
The Meat Beats because on the bot lane they were able to kite that out very well. They were getting very low on mana, but were just able to make sure they were able to use all the spells that they needed to, and so were able to get the kill onto OSU Alarm. Very, very good job there. And then also making sure that Biscuit was able to get out from that 2v1 in the mid lane. I do think Fiction played that well. I'm not sure that he could have gotten the kill afterwards, so I'm not sure if the flash into Q was necessary. I don't think he would have gotten the kill either way, but I do think he played that very well.
Yeah, I mean, they did a very good job. Everyone managed to make it out. So at the end of the day, it's fine. Rakan, well, yes, Rakan's flash is very useful. The utility that Rakan will allow in the mid and late game is definitely worth having, like just having him in general.
Yeah. So. I agree. I definitely think that he is looking like he's going Proto Belt. So
I really agree with this first item. When I played Rakan mid, Proto Belt was definitely the way to go. It gives you that extra mobility, that extra little bit of burst.
Okay. Does also have some CDR.
10%, yes.
10% CDR built into it, so we'll be able to use his Q, use Gleaming Quill, use Grand Entrance, use Battle Dance a little bit quicker, and then of course also
but that is going to be Biscuit
Charm.
just doing as much damage as he can at the moment onto Fiction.
Yeah. So doing some good damage there, of course. Hasn't quite finished first item, so we will see how that goes. I believe building Spellbinder first, if I'm not incorrect.
I want to say that is what builds in the Spellbinder.
Yeah,
I know that it requires a needlessly large rod.
Yeah.
I personally have never built the item because I don't think it's a very good item.
I think on champions like Diana, where you know when you're going in, you know your window to blow someone up is a certain size, I think it can be very effective because of that burst of AP you get in that small window, which is exactly what Diana needs. I also think that it will be able to stack up fairly quickly, especially in the late game, when you have someone like Sona and Tarek, because they just spam their spells. Will be fairly easy to stack up.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Good damage coming out from Trance. VR did have some difficulty down in the early game, but now since he has some mana, since he has some CDR, is able to put a lot more damage and pressure down onto the Raven Crest.
Yeah. The Zir is definitely going to be very hard to
Raven
deal with.
Crest. Sorry. You're right. Raven Crest.
What?
I said Raven Crest again.
But that's going to be pulled from Kilgar. They are going to look for Spoon Crush, but that is going to be the ultimate. Being able to keep him alive for just a little bit longer.
Also really good chain stuns right there. You know, able to get the two-person dazzle after the two-person crescendo coming out from Black GTO. So very, very good play right there. However, it does look like they are going for the dive, and they have used all of their abilities.
Yep, it does look like Sona is the target first, so Lisa is going to need to do what she can to get out, but they are going to get Spoon Crush, and that is going to be Transfer teleporting in, but none of them are going to die by the looks of it. A Jelly Roll is in a bit of a pickle, but it's just going to be able to back out. But no, Biscuit is here. He's going to kill a Jelly Roll.
Good sidestep, was able to avoid the cocoon. Yeah, unfortunately, TransVR wasn't really able to get anything out of his TP.
Hey, he got CS.
Does get the
Well,
CS.
Did he actually though? But the recon charm doesn't land, but it does look like he is still going to be able to get the kill. Great job from Fiction, able to kill TransVR.
Yeah, even though Rakan isn't in the bot lane down here with Xayah, does still get some of the
I
benefits.
don't agree with what, Rift Herald got dropped. Never mind. I do agree with this.
Yeah. Oh,
That
however,
is going to be called the Forge God coming out. It is going to get a 2-man knockup and a knockup on the Rift Herald. He's going to auto the Rift Herald to kill it, and it does look like his focus is going to be Biscuit. But that is going to be Kane entering in. Kane's going to have to flash away. That's going to be Biscuit going down. Seismic is trying to get out as best as he can right now, but that's going to be at least Cocoon and Double.
They did decide that they were going to commit, try and get the first tower. They do get the first tower. However, it does cost both of them their lives. So I just really don't think it was worth the commitment. I think that they probably should have backed off as soon as they saw Call of the Forge God.
Tower always equals worth. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the additional 100 gold you get from the tower versus 300 gold given over for the 2 kills. I definitely think the team that got the additional 100 gold was the one that came out on top. The Revan Chris, though, brought very, very low. And there we can see the power of the Rakan mid with the Battle Dance able to give the shields and keeping his
I'm going
friend
to
alive.
disagree with you there. Fiction should not have had Battle Dance to begin with. A true Rakan mid doesn't level E until level 14. Just saying. That's just me.
Yeah, well, I can definitely see the argument behind that. But yeah, obviously he did do it, and it turned out to be the right choice for this game.
It's still the wrong choice. The Revan Christ should have never been in that position anyways. That was by his own fruition that he was there.
Well, either way, Fiction does do the good guy thing and make sure that his team doesn't get punished for their mistakes.
Well, my God, I'm really tired for some reason. But whatever the case is, Fiction doing extremely well on this Rakan mid right now, 2-0.
Yeah. Is doing very well. 2-0. Has his first.
What I just said.
I know. Has his first item. I'm trying to stop. Has his first item, so we'll have the increased engage range with the Proto Belt. However, on the other side, Diana does have 2 kills as well. Has finished Spellbinders, and it looks like might be going towards Death Cap next, which will be incredibly strong. I do think, though, that instead of getting the needlessly large rod, it might have been... The needlessly large rod might have been
that
better
is going to be
go.
the teleport coming out from Ornn, but it is going to be stopped by TransVR, and that is going to be a 4-man stun from the quickness.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the ultimate from Tarek, but Kane is right now inside Fiction. He isn't going to be able to do much, though. Fiction is trying to get out. He's going to get knocked up. Kilgar is going to be able to pick up the kill.
Yeah, Jelly Roll did go a little bit deep there, but it looks like Fiction is going on the offensive. So Jelly Roll did go a little bit deeper than he probably should have. The rest of the team had fallen back. They were focusing on killing Seismic. However, it looks like they have started this dragon. No junglers present.
Yeah, but that's going to be the Feather Storm coming out from Biscuit. The flash with a great Feather Call, saving Fiction, but he is going to still use the Zanyas.
Yeah, does use the stopwatch, does stay alive. However, really good flash coming out from OSU Alarm to make sure that the root does, connect.
Yeah. All in all, a very good play from OSU Alarm, showing his really just, okay, Revan Christ, I see you.
Yeah, it just goes in and smacks the hammer down on TransVR. 0, 2, and 1, not the greatest scoreline, however, does still have the ability to skill very well, and with being buffed up by the Sona and the Tarek, does have the potential to still carry in the late game team fights. We just have to hope, that they have to hope that they can get there.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Banshees Veils from all of these AP carries. So I want to see a Banshees from Rakan. I want to see a Banshees from Elise. On the other side, though, I wouldn't be surprised to see Xayah build a Maw this game, just because of
how much magic damage is coming out.
Yeah, out of how much magic damage is coming out, it does provide a lot of safety as well.
It's not possibly as punished as it could be because there is only one pair of Sork boots right now on the side of the meat beats. As I said, Diana still has not bought her boots, so doesn't have that increased
But
pain.
that's
However,
going to
a
be
good hook.
great hook, but Fiction is going to get the knockup. That's going to be the silence. OSU Alarm is going to pick up the kill. The quickness being used to keep him stunned.
Yeah, really good. Able to, kind of chain that CC. First the hook, into the knockup, into the charm. Biscuit Titchbit just really didn't have the ability to do anything right there.
But that is going to be the knockup from the Oran Horn, only getting one person. That's going to be the second tower going down. The Oran Horn really being used to keep people away.
Yeah.
Versus
looking for an engage. Yeah. I will say though, going back to the whole boots point, Biscuit Titchbit would have been able to walk out of the range, would have had enough speed to walk out of the range of the blitz if she had tier 2 boots. So this is why you always need to buy boots, kids.
I am also going to ask the chat to not talk about the other games in the series until this game is finished casting, but that's going to be a lot of damage coming out onto the Revan Christ. Kane is inside of them, and TransVR ends up picking up the kill.
Yeah. Just a 4v1, a lot of people just seem to be getting caught. The Revan Chris has been caught a couple times, 1 versus like 2 or 3. This time 1 versus 4. But looks to be an engage from Fiction.
Yeah, that is going to be a 3-man quickness. Spoon Crush is going to flash away. Black GTO going extremely low from the turret right now, but that's going to be the knockup from Fiction onto TransVR. TransVR is trying to do what he can, but it doesn't look like they have enough damage to do anything.
However, Biscuit does get the mid lane turret. So even though they don't really win the fight, they do get the map pressure.
Yeah, but Seismic is looking to re-engage with Biscuit. That's going to be the one-man knockup onto Fiction right now, but Kilgar's on the way. That is going to be the Tarek ult being used.
Yeah, unfortunately, kind of a sad hook right there. Kilgar wasn't able to hit anyone, but it looks like at this point everyone's just going to kind of disengage.
Yeah. So all in all, like, very good for the meat beats. They were able to really not, given they lost like Tarek ult and stuff, but they were able to get a turret and not lose any of their members on their team.
And it is keeping the gold even. They are only 200 gold down. This is by far the closest gold in any of the games we've seen so far today.
I've only seen one, so sounds about right.
However, there's an engage coming out on Biscuit.
There is the Oran Horn. Biscuit is going to have to flash away from it.
Yeah, does have to flash.
I actually don't think Biscuit needed to flash there. The only two people there were Blitzcrank and Revan Christ, and I don't think they have enough damage to kill him.
I agree, they probably don't have enough damage to kill him. However, we have seen that the Revan Christ has been doing some good damage on his own. Does have Bammy Cinder and also has the upgraded Abyssal Mask, which will amp his own damage coming out.
Yeah, but they are going to engage on Biscuit. That's going to be the Cocoon, the Feather Call, with the Feather Storm combo, and OSU Alarm is going to pick up yet another kill onto Biscuit. But that's going to be the quickness coming out. It only gets one with the Spoon Crush. Sona is not going to get stunned up, and that's going to be Tarek going down. The Redemption not going to do much for anyone, and it does look like they are going to look at this Baron.
He has decided to go Redemption first, which means he will not be as tanky as he could be in some other situations. However, some damage going down onto the Revan Christ. But the Revan Christ, but good knockup,
there's
good
Black
damage.
GTO take a lot of damage. The Archangel staff being used. The Revan Christ does get entered unconsensually by Seismic, but he's staying alive.
So much healing does eventually go down.
And now it does look like Fiction is going to go down as well, but they do pick up the Baron. Meanwhile, Azir is here, Azir is gone.
Yeah, so even though they do kind of lose that fight in the mid lane, they are able to pick up Baron on the other side of the map. And I would say, they get a kill, they lose 2 people, but they get the Baron. I would most definitely say worth for business time, and they do come out with, now they have a 1.5 gold lead.
Yeah, very good job for Business Time. Business Time, again, this is their first showing. They weren't really rated too high on any of the power rankings. Meanwhile, the Meat Beats were rated something like 7th or 8th. So Meat Beats were definitely the crowd favorite going into this, but Business Time is definitely holding their own.
Yeah, Business Time is definitely holding their own. However, this game is not won by any stretch of the imagination. They do have the advantage having Baron and having the slight gold lead. However, we will have to see how they play with it to really determine how this is going to end out. And a lot of it is execution. Sonateric does have kind of that. It's a very forgiving kind of comp because there is so much healing that can be brought back. But we will have to see, does TransVR get blown up in the fight? Does Diana go in just to get cocooned and end up dying as well? Those will be very important questions to see how this actually keeps on going.
Yeah.
Because Biscuit was at one point in the game 2-2-1, is now 3-5-1, has only, and since that time period, has gone 1-3-0. Which is very similar to the scoreline of the top laner for the Meat Beats. So we just will have to see, can they kind of turn it around?
Kilgar almost getting a hook onto his here, but it does look like the Revenchrist is the focus here. Revenchrist taking a lot of damage from Seismic, all that percent health damage, but that's going to be the quickness, not going to get onto Kane. But Revenchrist is going to go extremely low. The Redemption is not going to be picking him up. That's going to be Oran Horde coming out, but he does go down, but that's going to be a double kill for Zaya. But that's going to be a 4-man stun from Sona. Great stun.
Yeah, they were able to.
But that's going to be the flash and the engage from Blitzcrank. That's going to be the knockup. Spoon Crusher is going to go down to OSU Alarm. OSU Alarm is legendary.
Zaya is doing so much damage in these fights, and it's just so safe with the ult. Just doing a lot of work in these team fights, and that gold lead is blooming now, almost at a 4,000 gold lead, where just not too long ago it was basically nothing of a gold lead at all.
Yeah. Very good fight from Business Time, but it's showing that they deserve to be here.
Yeah. Misses the hook. Unfortunately, Kilgar.
Kilgar in a bit of a spot right now. OSU Alarm trying to help his support, but just not able to.
But still, they do get the inhib. Losing one person to get the inhib, probably you would say worth, especially since it is on the bot side of the...
Oh, that is going to be the stop from Biscuit right now. That is going to be the shutdown onto OSU Alarm from the Kane, and Kane is going to pick up a double kill.
That is a really big shutdown. It's super, super big. It does go into Kane, who honestly is your only real AD threat in the game. So it is good that it is going onto him so he can get some additional AD and make it so itemizing so heavily into AD into MR isn't necessarily the best idea.
Yeah. But by the looks of it, Learn to Play XD, also known as the Meat Beats, are just going to try and shove this lane and get this inhib.
Yeah, so they did so well. They took the Baron, got the bot lane inhibitor, but then a kind of greedy back made them lose their own mid lane inhibitor.
Yeah, like, not much that they can really do about it. Seismic is going to be able to steal their red buff as well. Well, potentially. A Jelly Roll is here right now. He might be in a bit of a tricky situation, but that is going to be a Jelly Roll being able to disengage, and that's going to be the Oran Horde coming out. That's going to be a Terry Gold coming in as well, getting all 5 members. The Redemption coming out as well. The great 4-man stun from Sona. That's going to be the Feather Call, but you do not want to be fighting in a row with Zaya on the team. Zaya does so much damage. That's going to be a triple kill for her, but she's going to be shut down by Seismic. And Seismic is going to go down to Ornn.
Yeah. Very good kind of at different points in the fight for each team. It started off super strong for the Meat Beats. Got a really good Taric ult and a really good Sona ult. However, they were fighting against OSU Alarm in this kind of jungle corridor and was able to get massive roots and do a whole bunch of damage.
Yeah.
They do get a Nexus turret, however, the Revenchrist decides not to continue and try and take the other tower, even though I think he probably could have, since the only well, Sona has also respawned, so probably better that he backed off.
Yeah. But overall, still getting 1 Nexus turret is better than nothing. So, very good teleport. I'd say that the teleport was worth it from the Revenchrist.
Yeah. That means they will have trouble splitting though. However, they should just have latent pressure because of the fact that there is no inhibitor in the bot lane.
Yeah. But overall, that fight looked really good for the Meat Beats. Like, they had them where they wanted. They had all 5 members of them being Tarek ulted when the Ornhorn went through them and everything. But just the whole Xayah dip.
Oh!
Goodbye, Trance VR. This is why you should never walk into your jungle without vision.
Yeah, and that's really, that's one of
That
their
is going to be the
major
call of the
sources
Forge God
damage.
coming in. Spoon Crush does get knocked up. Kilgar's going to get the hook onto him. It does not look like he's going to be getting out of that anytime soon.
Yeah, Kilgar missed a whole bunch of hooks in the early game, but that's 2 in a row. And those are 2 very impactful hooks. Gets, kills TransVR, who really needs to be one of their biggest carries, and then also Spoon Crush, just super supportive at this point in the time. So Kilgar, very, very good hooks. Following up kind of, you know, from the CC that comes out of a Jelly Roll and the Revenkreist, and they get the Baron.
Yeah, honestly, a very good job from Business Time. Getting all those picks did honestly just secured them the Baron. It secures them basically the game at this point.
I wouldn't say it secures them the game. I do definitely still think that the Meat Beats have a chance, but they just really do have to play it flawlessly. And just the barrier of execution, it just is so much easier for Business Time.
Well, my whole thing with why I think like just Business Time does have a much stronger presence is because Azir TransVR really isn't too strong right now. Tarek Sona isn't really doing as what you want it to be doing right now either. So you really just have Diana and Kayn. That is Black GTO's flash. He ended up flashing in place.
I don't...
Oh, but that's going to be the quickness coming out. That's going to be Biscuit going down. Seismic getting a 2-man knockup, but he does have to enter. That's going to be 4-man stun from Sona. Such a good Azir ultimate. But that's going to be a double kill from OSU Alarm. He is going to go to his G8, but a Jelly Roll is here. And Jelly Roll is going to be using the Zhonya's. OSU Alarm is now back up. That's going to be the shutdown going on to Elise, but that is going to be a quadra kill going out to OSU Alarm.
It looked so good for a while because there was a massive Sona ult, really good ult coming out from Tarek, and then the Shurima shuffle coming out of TransVR was so big. However, they just really also, they just couldn't do the damage necessary because Xayah got taken into her Guardian Angel, but then once she came back up, nobody was really able to touch her. The Biscuit Titchbit had been deleted earlier, and so was putting in no damage, and they just couldn't do what they needed to stop this Baron push.
Yeah, well, with that, Business Time is able to pick up the game. A Jelly Roll stole the pentakill from OSU Alarm, but all in all, a very good game and a great showing.
See, my
from
question
Business
though
Time
is, did a Jelly Roll steal the penta from OSU Alarm, or did OSU Alarm steal the double kill from a Jelly Roll?
Ooh. We'll let you guys decide that. We are going to take a quick 5-minute break, and then we will get back with game number 5 of 6. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, and welcome back to GRLCS Week 2 Plat Cap Division.
Yes.
Last game we just saw Business Time for the first time win Game 1.
Yeah, they really switched it into gear. Did really good time. Had some really good picks. You know, the Rakan mid actually doing very, very well, and then Zaya being able to carry super hard in the late game.
Yep. Anyways, we are going to go into our second game of Winter's Claw, which is going to be Shake and Bake versus Return of the Middle Sticks Platinum. You ready to get into this?
Ready.
Okay. Well, on the blue side, we have Shake and Bake. In the top lane, we have Escanor on Renekton. I didn't hit play. I did not hit play. In the top lane, we have Escanor on Renekton. In the jungle, we have represent Jay as Sejuani. In the mid lane, we have Kibby as Lissandra. And in the bot lane, we have Verbal Toxicity and Faded 00 as Jinx Leona.
And then here on the red side, we have Return of the Middle Six. We have Seppo on Pantheon in the top lane. We have Hulk on Vi in the jungle. We have Wing Nation on Swain in the mid lane. And then we have Otso and Seiko on Varus and Lulu in the bot lane.
So I do really like the Swain pick into Lissandra. I think Swain does very well into this champion just because of really the ultimate. You can still get the healing while you're stunned. So it definitely makes it a bit harder for Lissandra to do what she wants in your lane.
Yeah.
But even though Lissandra can still roam extremely well and do a lot of work. So I think this mid lane is definitely going to be what we want to be looking at. What we're also seeing is Psycho subbing in this week. So we do have Hulk in the jungle this week versus Dr. Wildly.
So yeah, Hulk going, I believe he played, when he was in Gold, he also played jungle as well.
Yes.
So he has gone from the jungle to the support role and now is back to the jungle. So we'll see if this is a triumphant or a triumphant return or a disgraceful return.
Yep. But overall, so I do want to talk a bit because this is the first time we've seen Swain since his mini rework. So his passive no longer is you can only get a total of 5 stacks. You can stack indefinitely from now on. So that's really cool. You do more damage the more you stack. So overall, I think it works really well with his passive.
Yeah.
So definitely just stacking up as much as you can versus kind of being like, oh, I only really need 5 stacks.
Yeah.
Is definitely a very good thing. He also just does a lot of damage, I feel like, personally.
Yeah. I'd also like to look at this bot lane, though. So Jinx is a very good scaling pick, obviously. And Leona, however, typically is known to be a super aggressive split pick in lane. So we'll have to see how this works out, having a very aggressive support like Leona and someone who prefers to scale like Jinx, especially against the bot lane of Varus and Lulu. So Otso on this Varus is a very dominant kind of lane pick. So Varus, because he has a much larger range than Jinx does, especially at the beginning, and because he can use the Blighted Quiver and his Piercing Arrow, can do a lot of damage. And Lulu also does have some good damage in her kit with the Glitter Lance and with help picks and all of her abilities, but then also can help keep Otso safe using the shield. And then once it gets to level 6, when Leona will really want to kind of engage, the ultimate from Lulu can really kind of put a stop to that engage.
Yeah. I also want to talk about the top lane matchup a bit. We have the 2 early game monsters up there, Renekton versus Pantheon. Pantheon obviously got his new rework just a bit ago. Does a lot of damage after they kind of buffed his Q, either this patch or last patch, to where his Q now does execute damage on the tap as well as the throw. Mm-hmm. So overall, he's a very strong pick. His E is also very good at negating tons and tons of damage.
However, I will say that is typically better against champions who don't have a dash, but it looks like speaking of dashes,
but
stunned into turret range.
Hulk gets stunned under turret range, yeah.
Really good there. Traps coming out from Verbal Toxicity does make sure that Hulk is stunned under turret range, and so takes 2 tower shots.
Yeah.
Has to flash out.
But that is going to be the engage from Seppo. Well, Escanor was engaging and he kind of counter-engaged, so that's going to be the E coming out. He does have his empowered ability, but it isn't enough for execute damage, and Escanor is just healing because of his passive as well.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's going to be Hulk going on to Kibby. Kibby's going to have to flash away. Wing Nation is looking for it. He doesn't have enough mana to Q, though. He's just autoing. One more auto attack will do it. He kind of stutters under turret. He is going to go down because of that.
Yeah.
But Represent J is going to be the one to pick up the kill.
I think that Kibby actually leveled up by walking into lane and getting experience from the dying minions. Because of that, was able to get some health back, and so had to take 4 attacks to be able to kill him instead of probably just the 1 or 2 auto attacks that it would have been.
Yeah. But overall, both Wing Nation ended up getting a kill. He is a bit down in CS, though, so obviously Swain wants to go for that Roa first. It's just such a good item for him, and it's just a staple, really.
Yeah. As we could see, though, kind of just when we pan down to the bot lane down there, Otso was doing some really good damage on the Varus, you know, getting an auto attack followed by piercing arrow, so you get the damage coming out from the blighted quiver. However, very low.
Looking for a dive onto Seppo. I don't know what Seppo was thinking backing there.
Just very disrespectful. I mean, that was really kind of telegraphed that that's how it would happen, and since he had no mana to be able to use the Aegis to be able to stop the damage from coming through. However, that is something when I want to talk about in this matchup is the use of the shield. Because the way that New Pantheon works is when he puts up the shield, he blocks all damage that comes from a source in front of him. So, for example, that means if you are standing in front of him, you will not do any damage to him while the shield is up.
This also means that if Zed's shadow is behind you, but Zed's actual body is in front of you, you still block all of the damage that Zed is outputting. That includes his shadow's damage.
Exactly. However, if the source of damage is behind you, you don't negate any damage, and you also can't do anything back to them. So when you're going up against a champion that has dashes, and sometimes 2 if he gets the first part of Slice, like this Renekton, if he can get behind you, the shield will actually be doing nothing and will do more harm than good, because you will be slowed if you're going backwards, and you also can't really turn to fight him either. So this can just be like a really good matchup depending on how it goes.
Yeah, Seppo already kind of struggling right now. He is using the shield more of a I need a disengage tool right now. So, I mean, that's good, I guess.
Yeah, a lot of really good damage coming out from Escanor. Seppo has decided to go Conqueror to try and get some of that true damage and maybe some of the healing as well. I know there are a couple different builds. Some people go Aftershock.
Escanor is not going to be able to get the stun off. Well, he is going to get the stun off, but isn't going to get a lot of damage from that because of the W.
Exactly.
Sorry, the E from Pantheon.
Yeah, really good right there. But as I was saying, there have been some different experimentations kind of with runes on Pantheon. Some people are going Aftershock.
But Wing Nation is here right now. He sees Escanor. Escanor trying to get away. Is going to get pulled back in from Wing Nation, but he is going to pop the ultimate. But that's going to be Sejuani here. Escanor going extremely low, going down to Seppo. But now Represent J is going to get 3-man, and Wing Nation is going to pick up the kill.
Really good kind of trap right there, laid by Wing Nation. Seppo looked like he was probably going to back because he was super, super low. But Wing Nation waiting in the bush does get the pull.
Oh my god. Verbal toxicity just did Seppo dirty.
Yeah. Really good ult there.
The Super Mega Death Rocket coming from the bot lane.
Really good ult there.
Seppo was just like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna take these 2 minions and I'm back, and just get annihilated by the Super Mega Death Rocket.
Yeah, just really good kind of prediction and placement there coming out from Verbal Toxicity.
I mean, he's toxic. You better expect him to play well if he's toxic.
Yeah, just honest, really good. And also critical just to make sure that Jinx doesn't get too far behind this aggressive lane like Varus. Otso does have a CS lead. It's not very big, but it is there. But looks like a root has landed.
Yeah, that is going to be the Pantheon ult coming out from Seppo. He is going to use the empowered W, but he isn't going to get the auto attacks off. I don't think it would have done much, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, with the glacial passage, she was just able to get under tower and was able to do it.
But that is the Varus ultimate coming out, the Leona ultimate coming out as well. Varus is going to get stunned up, but Lulu is going to ult Varus. Also going extremely low, going to flash away. Verbal toxicity is going to be picking up the kills. Psycho is trying to chase, but isn't going to be able to. The W from Jinx is going to miss, but Leona's just going to start him up. The Hulk flashes and gets the shutdown onto verbal toxicity. Now, Beta 00 is trying to get out and is going to flash away.
Yeah, it looks really good starting coming out from Otso, does land the root. However, Jinx crucially flashes the Q, which I also believe probably had the W buff on it, which probably would have killed her. There were 3 stacks of light on top of Jinx, and with the execute and charge damage coming out of the Q piercing arrow, she most likely would have died. However, she does flash, and Otso doesn't really try to kite it all right there.
is in a bit of trouble right now. He is going to use the ultimate, but Kibby needs to get out. Kibby doesn't have the Glacial Prism available to him, and Wing Nation's just going to flash over the wall to chase Kibby. But now Represent J is also going to have to flash away from Wing Nation. Wing Nation is extremely strong right now and has enough money to buy his Rilla.
Fiddlesticks isn't the only bird-based champion that can come over the wall. Wing Nation cawed, his way over the wall.
Okay, everyone, listen up. Return to the Middle Six is going to hop off third post. Oh, but we do have an engage from from Otto, and verbal toxicity is going to go down. Beta 00 is also potentially going to go down. Hulk is currently tanking right now and is going to have to back away.
Yeah, this time Jinx doesn't have a flash, so can't flash the piercing arrow coming out from Otso, so very well done there in order to get that kill and kind of stabilize this lane. Jinx had gotten 2 kills. Put her at a, relatively strong position to where she probably should have been. However, getting these kills back, Otso can look. Oh, Hulk almost goes down to the Super Mega Death Rocket, though.
Yeah, honestly, very good job from Verbal Toxicity. He saw it, he wanted it, just not enough damage output from him just yet.
I do think it got blocked by one of the higher health members. And so the way that Jinx Rocket works is that you get more damage based on the length that has traveled up to a point. And you also do execute damage. So you do 80% of the target's missing health. So that means that if you hit a low health target, it's going to do more damage than if you hit a high health target. Now it does do AoE damage, so the damage that it does to that first target is what it will do to everybody else. But because it hit one of the higher health targets, it didn't have as much execute damage, so wasn't able to kill Hulk in the long run.
Interesting. But the Pantheon ult is going to be missing Escanor because he ends up flashing away as well.
Yeah, does get the flash out, which will potentially give Seppo a slight advantage throughout this.
That is going to be Kibby going in onto Wing Nation. The ultimate from Represent J is going to come out, but Wing Nation is going to be using his ultimate, getting a lot of healing, but verbal toxicity is here. But Hulk and Seppo are also here. That's going to be the flash from Seppo. That's going to be the ultimate from Hulk, but Faded 00 is here. He is going to try and stun up Hulk. Hulk is going to go down to verbal toxicity. Verbal toxicity in Jinx passive, but Seppo is going to get the kill onto Represent J. Now Seppo's stunned up. Escanor is here though. He's looking to do what he can. Seppo's going to go down. That's going to be a double kill for Jinx. Now Otto getting ulted by Lulu, but Psycho is going to be picking up the kill onto Escanor.
Yeah, it does good damage there. Otso, honestly, really good. Does get the Chains of Corruption out, root some people in. However, Hulk had gone deep and was once again kind of stuck under turret. So they had tried to kill Kibby. I'm not sure if they were able to do it at the end of that fight, but they had tried to kill Kibby, and Hulk committed really hard for it. So got stuck under the turret and took a lot of damage. However, Otso came in and eventually was just doing so much damage. However,
verbal toxicity is very low. Otso, that's going to be the heal from the verbal toxicity, but Otso is going to get the kill. Blue team ends up stealing the Ocean Dragon because Represent J was there, and Otso also goes down, but he was able to at least pick up verbal toxicity.
Yeah. They go for the 1v1 right there. Ozo, however, does eventually come out ahead. However, Represent J, as you said, did manage to go over the wall.
Wing Nation
get the kill.
also in a bit of a issue, but Hulk is here right now, waiting for that aftershock to go down so that Hulk can engage. That is going to be the Leona ult coming out, but Hulk just does a lot of damage. It's going to be very hard, and Wing Nation ends up picking up the kill. Kibby now goes in, doesn't have an escape route for a bit. Wing Nation doesn't have Demonic Ascension just available just yet.
Yeah. However, does manage to get the kill, spreads the
Hulk is
force
looking
lightning
for an
through
engage
there.
on to Represent J, but is going to opt out of it.
Yeah, does decide not to go for that.
Yeah,
I do think that was a
Escanor-
good idea. I think it would have been hard. However, Escanor is pushing hard onto the top lane. And
Hulk is going to go on to Represent J. Wing Nation's also on his way. That's going to be the ult. That's going to be the Swain passive, pulling him in a bit more. That's going to be Represent J going down. But Kibby is now here. The Glacial Prison was used, so Hulk is going to be able to basically walk out. Wing Nation in a bit of a struggle right now, but almost killing Kibby. Hulk looking for another engage, but it's
Pantheon?
just... Pantheon isn't going to be able to get Kibby, maybe, but the E very close. Escanor also going extremely low. They might be looking for a dive here. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, Otso and Psycho ended up picking up the turret.
Yeah. It is Jinx ult is coming through, but doesn't really do anything.
It is looking for Hulk, actually.
Yeah.
So it was very close.
I don't think it would have killed Hulk. He is still pretty high on his, still fairly high, does have a cloth armor. I don't think it would have killed him, but it was a good attempt. But yeah, at this point now, so Shake and Bake have lost 2 of their towers compared to none of the towers being lost return of the middle six. And so they are sitting, ROTM is sitting with a 4,000 gold lead at 15 minutes.
ROTM, oh my god. ROTM is doing extremely well. Given Shake and Bake was considered to be one of the worst teams in the league, I believe they got ranked 20 by each team. But it does look like Seppo and Escanor are kind of finally starting to go even, but Psycho is here. Psycho's in a bit of trouble, trapped between 3 very strong members, and that is going to be Psycho going down.
Yeah, unfortunately, just in a really kind of poor place.
I mean, Hulk did end up picking up the Rift Herald from it, so I think it was worth it in the long run.
Probably was trying to hope that Seppo could come help, but it would have been a 2v3. Seppo couldn't really do anything right there, so I don't think it's bad that...
I think it was more Psycho was trying to get everyone away from the Rift Herald so that Hulk could finish it up.
Yeah, definitely, 1 death for Rift Herald.
That's going to be
worth.
Kibby engaging onto Hulk. That's going to be the Glacial Prison coming out. That's going to be the Leona ult coming out as well. Hulk now trying to do what he can to stay alive. The Aftershock isn't going to keep him alive though, and Seppo needs to get out. But that's going to be Escanor not getting the auto stun onto Otso. And Beta 00 is going to have to flash away. But that's going to be Wing Nation here as well. He already picks up 1 onto Leona. He's on a rampage right now. He's going after Escanor. He has the full damage from his ultimate. That's going to be a kill, and that is going to be Seppo picking up the kill onto Escanor.
Really good team fight there coming out of return on the middle sticks. They do get the flank from Winged Nation. Otso also was not threatened at all throughout that fight, so was able to put out some pretty good damage. And now they will be pushing onto the top lane.
Unfortunately for Return of the Middle Sticks, Hulk is the one who did have that Rift Herald, so they can't use it right now.
Yeah, there was just so much CC going out onto Hulk. Got hit with the Lissandra ult, the Lissandra root, the ult coming out from Leona, and then the rest of the CC does what she can, does get her ult, does get buys.
Glacial Prison and Frozen Tomb.
Yes.
That's it.
So does her best, however, does end up going down. But they do end up winning the fight in the long run.
Yeah, but that is going to be Seppo seeing Kibby. The Visions of Empire is going to slow him down. Seppo is going to keep on committing to this, but Kibby is just going to be able to get out with the, I want to call it the Frozen Hand, Frozen Claw.
Glacial Path.
Glacial Path. Riot. It's a hand.
It's a path for the glacier. Glacial Path.
I'm disappointed in you.
Jinx, however, is still sitting at 1.5 items, is about to hit Runen's Hurricane.
But Wing Nation is here. He wants blood. So does Hulk.
Yeah, was sitting on a ward though.
Yeah, unfortunate.
However, is...
that is going to be the Rift Herald coming out. I think this is a bit early, honestly. I feel like you would be wanting to look for a pick, but I mean, I guess it forces a team fight.
It forces the team fight, and then they will get the charge off at least. And
oh, that's gonna be the ultimate fun. Varus Represent J is in a very sticky situation, but that's gonna be so much damage. Verbal Toxicity picking up the kill on Otto. Wing Nation is huge right now. But he does look like he is going to be most likely going down. He should be, yeah, he isn't going to get anything onto Leona, and Leona's going to get the shutdown onto him. Hulk now trying to go out. Definitely not something you want to be forcing. 4-0 going over to Shake and Bake.
They grouped up so hard on the side of Eternal the middle sticks, and the CC and the AoE is just so strong on the side of on the side of Shake and Bake. Faded 00 got a multi-man Leona ultimate. Kibby also doing so much damage AoE, and then the AoE rockets coming out from Verbal Toxicity were just doing so much damage throughout the fight.
Yeah, but like, that was really bad. Return of the Middle Stick lost their lead, and they're now behind. That is going to be Faded 00 engaging in. It's going to get polymorphed away. Meanwhile, Hulk engaging onto Verbal Toxicity. Verbal Toxicity using the heal and flash to try and get away. But Seppo is on the run, has the Yo moves. Super Mega Death Rocket is going to be sidestepped. Verbal Toxicity barely survives the spear throw.
Yeah, really, really close. I don't think he had the empowered Q. I do think the empowered Q might have killed her right there. So a little bit lucky there coming out of Verbal Toxicity, but just a really, really,
I don't know. I think I would have liked to see Grand Skyfall coming out from the Pantheon. It was available to him.
He would have been really low. It probably would have been a suicide mission.
Hey, it's a suicide mission to get that juicy shutdown gold from Jinx.
At the same time, that you would have given your own.
He didn't have a shutdown at the time.
Okay.
But that is going to be Sejuani being stunned up, and the teleport coming from Escanor right now, but that's going to be landing on Psycho. Wayne Nation trying to do what he can. Seppo going extremely low right now, but he's going to keep him alive. Wayne Nation does have to pop the Zanyas, and because of the grievous wounds, he is trying to do what he can. Leona trying to engage, but Kibby's here right now. He does have the Frozen Tomb available to him. He's looking for it, but the range is so small, and he isn't able to pick it up. That's going to be a 1-for-1, and yeah, 1-for-1.
They kind of just traded frontlines like there. Both ADs didn't really have too much threat on them, so they were able to put out a good amount of damage, which is why the team
but
kind of went about
is
even.
in trouble right now. That's going to be the Super Mega Death Rocket going a bit wide.
I will say there have been some good side steps to avoid the Super Mega Death Rocket a few times coming out from the side of.
It is quite telegraphed.
It is quite telegraphed, but it also has a fairly big hitbox.
Yeah. But Wayne Nation does have his Zanyas, but he does have to worry about Verbal Toxicity's Executioner Calling. It is cutting so much of his healing.
Yeah.
You good? Tired?
Yawn. Yep, this is my 5th game.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is only game number 3. We have 3 more after this.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, no, Jinx, however, has reached 2 items, 2.5, honestly, and as you were saying, the Executioner Calling was cutting a lot of that damage. However, Jinx is getting to a very, very strong point in the game.
Also, I just like how that Sejuani skin looks. He's riding a tiger. You don't need Sejuani.
I said, who doesn't want to ride a tiger?
Oh, well, sane people, first off.
Incorrect. I would love to ride a tiger. Or is that a lion? It's got a mane.
You know, we can meet in the middle and call it a liger.
Report Cyrene doesn't know his animals.
I know what a camel looks like.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, looking at what do you think about kind of the state of the map right now? I mean, the gold is really, really close.
Well, I personally have a personal vendetta against Return of the Middle Sticks. Not because I don't like them. They're great guys, but any team that I see Hulk on, I just want to fail.
Okay. So definitely a little bit of a personal vendetta right there. I like Hulk. I think he's a good guy.
Hulk's a great guy, and I love the guy to death, but I just want to see Hulk fail.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a huge fan of both of these AD champions, so Varus and Jinx are both 2 of my favorite champions to play in the game. So I'm having trouble.
Otso, how do we pronounce your name?
Otso.
Otso? Otso?
Somebody said it's a long O. Otso.
Oh, Otso? Otso?
I'm saying Otso.
Is it
It's
Otso?
pronounced fiction.
Otso. Okay, Otso.
Um,
Okay, you guys, if you have a problem with how I pronounce your name, literally DM me on how to pronounce your name. My phone is literally right next to me.
okay, it looks like they are trying to clear some damage around Baron.
It's Seymour. I know it's Seymour. I'm still going to say Seymour. I know it's Seymour. I'm still going to say Seymour because that's a pride thing.
Yeah. So they do clear out the vision around Baron. Blue side, of course, does have the advantage. Oh,
But that's going to be engaged from Represent J onto Wing Nation. Wing Nation is going to be using his ultimate and Dishonors, but Leona is going to go in on Psycho. Wing Nation's going to flash away, but that's going to be Psycho going down without being able to do much of anything. Wing Nation's going to get out the Demonic Assault, and Hulk is going to get the shutdown onto Jinx. Otso also going to get the kill onto Leona. Hulk doing just so much damage to the backline. Escanor now having to run away. Hulk trying to do what he can to catch up. He's going to flash. That's going to be a triple kill. That is going to be an ace. I don't know what happened that fight.
Well, definitely, it looked like that Shake and Bake had the advantage for the majority of the fight. They did get the early kill. Wing Nation did so much damage and so much healing as well, so was able to buy a lot of time. And then Seppo came in and was able to get the flank on the backline. And Seppo and Hulk together were able to kill Jinx, who was doing so much damage. And because of that, they really lost so much potential to win the fight, with Otso and Hulk and Wing Nation being able to do the damage that Verbal Toxicity wasn't.
Yeah. Honestly, a very good job from Hulk. He was just like, you know what? Verbal Toxicity! That is twice in one game.
Twice in one game has died to the long range Jinx ults. Feels good, man.
So, in other news, Return of the Middlesticks is currently looking. Return of the Middlesticks Platinum is looking for new top laners. Preferably ones that can dodge the Super Mega Death Rocket.
Or at least listen to their teammate when they know it's coming.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking to be on Return of the Middlesticks Platinum, please DM Wing Nation right now.
Yeah. Honestly, it is some good predicts coming out from Verbal Toxicity, knowing where to put them. But I will say just good job from Verbal Toxicity.
Also, a jelly roll. I am a plat caster now. Try me.
Jinx though does have 3 items, so we'll be if Jinx can stay alive, we'll be doing a lot of damage.
Yeah. But overall, very good job from Return of the Middlesticks. They went from having a 4K gold to a 4K gold lead to a 0K gold lead to a 4K gold lead again.
Yeah. This is just another one of those games that has just gone back and forth a lot throughout. So we'll see if, Otso is doing fair amounts of damage, is almost at 3 items. But I really think the biggest person that they have to look for is Jinx. Is Jinx alive or is Jinx dead? Because if Jinx is dead, I think that Return of the Middlesticks, no problem, wins the fights. However, if Jinx is alive and untouched, we'll be able to output so much damage.
And that's honestly the great thing about Vi is unless you have like something that can stop him almost immediately, like Zanya's on your ADC.
Yeah.
You're kind of screwed as an ADC, but that's going to be the ultimate from Otso coming out. That's going to be a huge knockout from Psycho. Otso getting the kill onto Kitty right now, but Escanor going onto Otso and getting the kill onto him. But Wing Nation and everyone else is doing so much damage. They go on to Represent J. Hulk needs one more kill, but Verbal Toxicity is here now, doing a lot of damage in the back line. Meanwhile, Leona is just tanking, but Leona is going to go down. Meanwhile, Hulk is like, Represent J, come here, boy, you're mine.
Yeah, they took that fight 4v4, but their strongest and biggest carry member wasn't there. Jinx was not in that fight until the very
Seppo's looking
end.
for a W onto Verbal Toxicity. The E is going to is going to keep him alive for a bit. Seppo was in range, and he is going to go down. He's going to into Verbal Toxicity, basically, but now Wing Nation's tanking. That's going to be a double kill because of Verbal Toxicity's flash. Zarya is going to come out, and he is going to go down to the minions.
Yeah, as you can see, though, Jinx is doing so much damage and can do so much work in these fights. They just need to make sure, Shake and Bake just needs to make sure when they take the fight, they actually have Jinx with them.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Wing Nation, 7, 2, and 14, does so much damage. Probably has had 1,600 gold on him. Looking to buy a Rabadons now.
Yeah. Once he gets that, will be doing a lot of Wing Nation still at this point is doing a lot of damage and is fairly survivable as well. Just a very reliable teamfight presence for Return of the Middlesticks.
Yeah. But overall, Return of the Middlesticks now having a 6k gold lead, looking a lot more comfortable than they were about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. Bears has picked up a third item and has decided to go for Ginsu, or for Runan's Hurricane, which against this team, I think is a fairly smart idea because you do have 3 melee champions on Shake and Bake, so it will be fairly easy to get those additional the additional arrows coming out from Runan's Hurricane. And then also Kibby wants to kind of be in melee range and able to use Lysandra's abilities as well. So
Kibby is having a lot of trouble because he keeps on getting popped as soon as he engages.
Yeah. So of course Kibby will need to make sure that the Lysandra's abilities are being used correctly to kind of stay alive, and then also with Zona's Hourglass. But definitely both sides have the potential to win these big fights.
Yeah, it really just depends on how well Shake and Bake plays around their Jinx, because their Jinx is their only fed member.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Return of the Middlesticks is like, oh, our entire team's fed. What you gonna do about it, son?
Exactly, and just, so that's the thing. Shake and Bake can kind of look to fight only when they have the Jinx.
It's going to be the teleport from Escanor, though, to match Seppo.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that they have to use that, especially since probably he could have just walked down there, because it looks like Lysandra was already down there. They are just trying to save the inhibitor.
Yeah, but it does look like Seppo is going to get engaged on by Escanor. I think Seppo might actually just be able to fight him. Potentially. Oh, but that's going to be the engage. That's going to be Wing Nation using the Demonic Ascension. That's going to be Jinx just getting popped. And Faded 00 is going to go down to the Ignite. Kibby just trying to do what he can to stay alive. Is trying to slow, but Wing Nation does so much damage, and Kibby's just going to die.
Like you were saying, one of the best responses to being able to get verbal toxicity is Hulk. Vi is able to just press R onto verbal toxicity, and she can't do anything. She can't get away.
Hulk having to pop the stopwatch because tanked maybe a few too many turret shots.
Yeah. However, there is still a long time, 10 seconds on Leona, about 10 seconds on to verbal toxicity. So it looks like they're just going to get the 3 inhibs and get out.
I mean, the 3 inhibs are extremely strong. Getting the double super minions to raid their base, it basically means that you can take Baron for free.
Honestly, it does. Now, Jinx is very good at clearing out these minions with her AoE, but I do agree that I don't think there's really anything that Shake and Bake can do in order to try and stop Return of the Middlesticks from getting Baron.
Yeah, but overall, very good job from Return of the Middlesticks right now. They're just taking control of this game. The Hulk just press R and win right now is working extremely well.
Yep. They are 8,000 gold up at this point. Jinx still is only on 3 items, hasn't quite completed a 4th item.
Jinx is going for a Bloodthirster by the looks of it, and I don't think I necessarily agree with it. She isn't even getting a lot of auto attacks off. I would like to see maybe a GA or something.
GA,
but that's going to be the engage from Leona. Hulk is going to just engage on verbal toxicity and just going to get popped. That's going to be Seppo ulting in as well. That's going to be Represent J going down as well as more, but Psycho's in a bit of trouble getting 2v1, but Faded 00 is probably going to go down to Seppo. Otso goes down to Escanor, but Escanor goes down, and that's going to be Faded 00 going down. That is going to be an ace. That is going to be the game.
Yeah, TPing in 30 seconds on the closest member. Verbal toxicity just got absolutely blown up by the Swain and by the Vi. And very good knowing how they needed to fight this game and making sure that that verbal toxicity could not carry his team.
And Wing Nation with the dabbing penguin has left the game.
Yeah, really good fights coming out from Return of the Middle Six. Just knew what they needed to do and did it.
Yeah. Anyways, we are going to be taking a quick break, and we are going to come back with our sixth and final game. See you guys soon. Hello everyone, and welcome back to GRLCS Plat Capped Week 2 Winter's Claw Dab. Team 63 backslash?
Okay, welcome. We are about to get into our last game of the day, but certainly not our least game of the day.
Actually, it is the least game of the day.
Oh.
Everyone, this is honestly the game that no one cares about, you guys. You can just leave now. Like, you don't even need to watch this. It's OGR versus UA. Who even knows who these two teams are? I sure don't. I definitely haven't talked about these two teams for the past 2 weeks. Let's get into the game.
So let's get into the game.
On the blue side, we have UA, Unlucky Ascension. The people that, for some reason, I predicted were going to win this, even though I had OGR ranked higher. In the top lane, we have Router as Aatrox. In the jungle, we have Hog Pasta Boy. Pulling out the Hoonie special, Dr. Mundo. In the mid lane, we have Ashton on Nico. And in the bot lane, we have Goddess of Storms and Coldane as Varus Vel'Koz.
And then on the red side of the map, we have Oklahoma Platinum Rush with OGR Trotalore on Camille in the top lane.
Lady who.
Pan of Neverland on Jarvan 4 in the jungle. We have a Dram Tour on Syndra in the mid lane, and then we have Peanut and Aceben 3 on Zaya and Nautilus in the bot lane.
So, what we're hearing is Pan of Neverland steals children.
Yes, I've heard that. I've heard he steals the children, never to be heard of again.
I mean, he is playing Jarvan,
Yeah.
and Jarvan does kind of build a wall around everyone else when he ults someone. So he's kind of just isolating you away so that he can steal you. All in all, I think you should just stay away from this guy.
Yeah, I agree. It's never a good idea to be around Jarvan 4.
I mean, J4 is really just LeBlanc dressed as a dude.
Sure.
No, that's like what it is in the lore.
What?
Did you not know that?
No?
J4 is actually LeBlanc.
No, I disagree. I don't think that's true.
It's literally legit in the lore. Someone get it to me in the chat.
Disagree.
Like-
Seems fake.
Someone copy it and paste it from the wiki and then put it in the chat.
Seems fake.
Also, congrats Ari for letting Remy be home. I'm glad that she is okay. In case you were wondering, Remy ate plastic and pills yesterday and had to stay the night in the ER, and she was not healthy or happy, but she's good now.
All that lore was retcon. Get got, son.
No, Soto, get it anyways.
It's been retconned.
No, it's no longer retconned. J4 is LeBlanc. You can't tell me otherwise.
Well, I just did. Either way, looking down here, we definitely have a very poke versus a very engage-centric, two different styles of bot lane. So what the bot lane of UA wants to do is just throw a whole bunch of poke, throw a whole bunch of arrows, throw a whole bunch of light balls, I guess, to try and keep the bot lane of OGR as low as possible. However, what OGR wants to do is just go in with a hook and kill them with the CC.
You know, I like killing people, so my money's on OGR, even though I totally said my money was on UA.
Router is doing some good damage on
Router
Trotalore.
might actually just kill Trotalore. Trotalore's going to have to flash away.
Yeah, really good there from Router. Kind of backs her kind of into that wall to where there was really nowhere for her to go without getting knocked up. Has very, very healthy, doing a lot of damage, and just, kind of makes Trotalore blow flash right there.
Yeah, I do want to talk about the Camille pick in the top lane real quick. Camille, actually, wait, Pan of Neverland, here to take your children. Ashton in trouble. And
Yeah.
But is able to walk out.
Pan of Neverland got a little confused right there with the, Nico clone. Couldn't really figure out who to go on to.
Yeah. But going on to what was I saying?
I don't know. Something about, we were talking about the top lane.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about Camille Top for half a second. But first, Hog Pasta Boy in a bit of trouble. Syndra here. Pasta Boy's gonna flash, but Trotalor stays there and waits for the flash.
That was so smart. So what he did is
very clean from Trotalor.
Yeah, instead of trying to automatically get the root, he kind of predicted that Hog Pasta Boy was going to try and flash it, so stays onto the wall for just a second and then redirects it.
Meanwhile, Trotalor getting pulled in by Router does have one auto attack away.
Yeah.
I honestly, if I was Router, I would have flashed for it.
I think
you know that Trotalor doesn't have flash,
and he was healthy enough to where I think he could have survived taking a turret. Like taking a turret shock, so I think he definitely could have gone for that.
It would have denied so much CS from Trotalor. It would have given him a kill.
Yeah.
I think the flash would have been the right play there.
Well, I'm not sure it would have denied too much CS because Trotalor does have teleport, or did have teleport.
But he would have had death timer, which is the real important thing. So he would have definitely lost more CS.
In the early game, death timers aren't too long. These are still level 5 people.
Yeah, but that's going to be the engage from Ace-Ben 3, but Zaya's currently farming. That's going to be the knock-up, but he kind of just is a tanky boy.
Yeah.
He might be a tanky boy, but he still takes a lot of damage.
Yeah, Zaya wasn't able there. Zaya was just farming, wasn't able to follow up, and so because of that, even though it was a good engage, to Coldane and Goddess of Storms were able to get some really good poke back.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying. Camille, really not a champion that you see too often in the top lane anymore. Her preferred role these days are in the jungle, just because of her really easy ganks with her hook shot. But Trotalor is having having a lot of trouble dealing with the Aatrox W.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she is in the jungle too much anymore since they changed the way the hook shot interacts with jungle champions. When I've seen her recently, it has been in the top lane. But I still
real question: have you seen Camille recently?
That's the thing. I haven't seen her that often. I don't think that she is in the best spot right now. But we'll just have to wait and see how he ends up playing this game.
Yeah.
Does have a sheen, so will have some more damage. However, doesn't really do anything to stop the sustain coming out from Rooter.
Yeah, this is also probably the last week we are going to be seeing Aatrox. Next week he is getting some pretty hefty nerfs to his passive. So instead of getting 100% healing from his passive, he's only going to be getting 25% healing from minions from his passive.
That is a pretty big nerf that will stop a lot of the sustain. So we'll have to see if that is a big enough nerf to kind of keep him out of the spotlight, where he has honestly been kind of since his rework.
But Hog Pasta Boy is here. He stops Trotalor from being able to get out. And that's going to be Router using his ultimate, but Trotalor also uses the ultimate, but Router's just going to be able to walk out.
Yeah, does use the flash this time to go in and follow. With the health and with the healing, it is able to get out just fine.
Yeah. Router now just trying to shove lane, see how many turret plating to get. Camille does have to walk back to lane because teleport is not available.
With the gold that comes, from getting that kill, they do have about a 400, 300 gold lead. However, this really isn't too substantial. We can see some substantial CS differences across different lanes. For example, the bot lane of OGR is quite a bit ahead, and the mid lane is about 10 CS ahead for OGR. But at the same time, you have a large CS lead and a kill lead on Router over Trotalor. So
Trotalor also has one kill.
Trotalor does also have
no
one
kill lead.
Yeah. So that could be the reason that because they do have 2 winning lanes as opposed to just 1 winning lane, that the gold is in their favor.
But that's a great hook from Ace-Ben 3, but Zaya's just not close enough to follow up.
This is the second time in a row where Ace-Ben 3 has gone in, gotten a really good hook, and gotten some damage down, but just hasn't been able to.
Peanut's just texting his girlfriend right now, like, don't worry about it, I'll be home after I clean up UA.
Well, at least some people have girlfriends to text.
It's okay, buddy.
Moving on, though, we can see that Router is getting kind of low. And
Turtle are taking a lot of damage from Router.
Yeah.
I think if Router had ulted, that would have been a kill.
Yeah.
I think Router should ult right here. I really think Router should ult right here.
He would be fighting into a pretty big minion wave.
And it would also be a 2v1 because
Yeah.
Pan of Neverland is here to steal his children.
So there's a reason why Router is the top laner here and you aren't, young Cyrene.
I'm just saying, win lane, win game. Int lane, lose game. Oh, speaking of which, it does look like he's gonna int. He is finally gonna pop the ultimate. Oh my god, he does so much damage.
Got some good healing, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to really stop him from dying there. Didn't have any really AD to back it up. You know, does have the Candle Gem, which has some good CDR on it. But because he doesn't really have any AD, he doesn't do the damage required to really get the healing that he needs.
Yeah, he did opt to rush Ninja Tabby. I think this is a great item against Camille.
And
who-
especially since Jarvan will also be one of the people ganking his lane.
Yeah. But Turtle Lord still takes quite a bit of damage from Router.
Yeah, does do a good amount of damage just because of the base damages that are like in Router's kit.
Yep. But overall, a very good job from Pan of Neverland. Very clean gank. Had the control ward in there and is able to get Camille ahead. Camille, when she gets behind, is basically useless. So it's a very good thing that he is spending like a lot of his resources up there just to make sure that Turtle Lord doesn't get behind.
Yeah, however, because of that attention he's paying up top, you can see the bot lane is not going... well, actually, because that is kind of the weakest part on their lane. Bot lane doesn't really need help because they're, 35 CS ahead of their bot lane opponents. A Dramtor is also doing really well.
That's a very good engage from Ace-Ben 3. That's going to be the ultimate coming out as well as the Ignite. That's going to be the flash and the kill coming out. Peta is able to pick up the kill onto Tokaden. But now Hawk Pasta Boy is here. He's going in on Pan Neverland. He did pop the ult, but isn't going to do much. I think that was a bit early of a call to pop that ult.
I agree, because there wasn't really anything that they could do to keep them locked down. Both Trottler and...
that's going to be the Pop Blossom popping in on Syndra, and Syndra is going to flash away.
Yeah. I mean, but as I was saying, both Pan Neverland and Trottler have ways to kind of get away from the Mundo.
Yeah. But the Masochism does have a fairly long cooldown, level 1, and it's such a good ganking tool that I feel like popping it that early just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, the lane wasn't really in a great position, and especially not against those champions. However, it is kind of hard. Who is he supposed to kind of gank? The bot lane is pretty safe. They have their summoner spells, and just because of the Spider-Man hook and because of the ult coming out from Xayah, they're kind of hard to gank. They also don't have too much setup outside of the Chain of Corruptions. A Dram Torch can just kind of knock him away.
I mean, while yes, Ashton can still get a 3-second stun with his E and then with Pop Blossom. So overall, I think it's still a good idea to go gank mid lane.
Yeah. And I think it just depends on, can a Dramtor get good stuns? That's a good amount of damage coming out from a Dramtor.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to see Ashton maybe do something, but that's going to be Pan of Neverland coming in onto Xerath. Oh, the very good knock-up from Vel'Koz to do something. But Goddess of Storms does so much damage and pops Pan of Neverland, but Ace-Ben 3 does pick up the kill onto Vel'Koz.
It is a 1-for-1 in a 2v3, so I will say, U of A is going to accept that, or UA is going to accept that. But, it always does feel bad when you... do have to lose a champion.
Yeah,
that's a lot
Ashton
of damage.
Takes so much damage and ends up getting popped.
Yeah, just a Dramtor lands a full combo and then goes for his ult, and Ashton can't do anything about it, can't flash away, and just really, really, yeah, it's hard to say he's skillful because you press R and win, but did do a good job landing the stun and the skill shots previously.
Yep. But Router is still doing quite well in this lane. Still does have that CS lead, although I think their gold is about even. About 200 gold in favor of Router.
Yeah. Still doesn't really have any AD to back him up though. Looks like we'll go for Black Cleaver first, but
but that's gonna be Pan of Neverland getting a knockup. That's gonna be the ultimate from Nautilus coming out, and Pan of Neverland picks up the kill. That's gonna be the Rift Herald coming out right now. Goddess of Storms didn't have any way to stun Pan of Neverland, so he was able to use it base quite freely. That's going to be first turret going over.
Yeah, Mundo did go there. HOG Pasta Boy, was trying to maybe just stop a dive potentially, but there was no way that he could stop the first turret from going
It's
down.
Hog Pasta Boy, my good sir.
Oh, Hog Pasta Boy.
Because he's a hog gamer.
Okay. Oh. Does get the knock up there, so some decent damage, but again, without having any idea like a phage behind it, just relying on the base damages.
Yeah, but overall, very good showing from OGR right now.
Yeah. Lands the first sweet spot, but not the second, so can't really continue. Uses the Infernal Change just to get some damage on a minion, so we'll see if that come back to haunt him, but I imagine it probably won't.
Yeah.
With the cooldown reduction coming in from the Kindle Gem.
We might be seeing a dive here in the top lane. We do have Vel'Koz and Hog Pasta Boy coming up there right now.
Yeah, so there are, a whole bunch of people moving towards the top lane.
Router is going to start engaging onto Ace Ben 3. That's going to be the Flash Pop Blossom. That is going to be Turtle going down as well as Nautilus. And Hog Pasta Boy is going on Peanut. That's going to be the Feather Storm and the Feather Call to get Peanut out along with her Flash.
Yeah, two quick kills coming out from Ashton. Very good job. Does have Luden's Echo completed, so he's doing a fair amount of damage. They can probably convert this and just try and get a tower on the top lane.
For sure, but that's going to be the engage from Pan of Neverland. Ashton isn't going to cancel it back, ends up finally canceling it. Router in a bit of a pickle, gets one shot by Dramtor. The knockup from Vel'Koz is going to miss. Vel'Koz going extremely low. That's going to be the Goddess of Storm's ultimate chain of corruption. Dramtor going down, as well as Pan of Neverland going down to Ashton. Now Hog Pasta Boy going on to Peanut, doing a lot of damage. And
Mundo
that is going to be a double
champion.
kill.
Mundo is a fun and interactive champion.
Mundo goes where he pleases.
Just walks up, cleavers and
autos,
sadism and autos, and with the increased AD, just unfortunately Peanut just can't do anything.
Well, we saw Huni last week just absolutely dom on everyone with this champion.
Yeah.
So,
but I do have to say, if you're going to play such a fun champion like Mundo, at least they gave an equally fun champion in the Syndra over to the side.
I think Syndra has a lot of counterplay, you guys. 2 words. Zanya's Hourglass. If you're an ADC, well, good luck.
Rip. But yeah, so we will have to see. That does kind of start to re-equalize things. That is some gold given over to UA. They are only about 1,000 gold behind, but it looks like a fight
very good engage from Chortlord, but it isn't going to do much. The Vel'Koz ultimate doing so much. Hog Pasta Boy is now on a killing spree. They're trying to run away. Hog Pasta Boy flashes in together. Cleaver slows. Router now on the chase, but they're going to get pushed back by Syndra. That's going to be the Pop Blossom going out as well, and the flash from Syndra.
Yeah, and that 1,000 gold lead has now shrunk to 100 gold lead, as it looks like they are also going to try and clear out some of the jungle from Oklahoma Platinum Rush, and also try and take this dragon.
Why did I hear the Pop Blossom go off when it didn't actually go off?
Magic.
I don't know, but that's going to be Syndra picking up the blue buff from the, surprisingly. I don't know why Syndra decided to W one of her orbs instead of the blue buff, but it worked out, I guess, in the long run.
Yeah, Syndra did get out, which is very important to make sure she doesn't go down. She is one of the strongest people, if not the strongest person, on the side of Oklahoma Platinum Rush right now. So very, very important to make sure that she is staying alive. Does have Luden's Echo and an entire Oblivion Orb on top of these Sork Shoes. So we'll be doing quite a bit of pen, just doing a lot of damage coming out of this Syndra. So we'll have to see if she can get onto someone like Nico or Varus or even Vel'Koz, who did a good amount of damage in that last fight, or if she'll just get blown up by someone like the Aatrox or the Mundo.
Yeah. But right now, Syndra has so much CS, 180 CS at 18 minutes and 45 seconds, basically CSing, getting 10 CS a minute.
Yeah, which is really good. She definitely has the highest CS in the game. 40 CS over her lane opponent. Similarly, 40 CS in the bot lane over there, over Zaya's lane opponent. And Camille has also started to stabilize, only about 8 CS down as opposed to the 20 or so that we saw earlier in the game. Does have a completed full Triforce and Tiamat, so has the potential to do some damage onto these backline targets.
Yeah. But overall, this game, what looked very much in OGR's favor at the beginning, has now slowly shifted to UA's favor.
Yeah, I would still say it kind of is anyone's game. They are still 200 gold down, which is of course nothing. But I think it really will be on the execution of these team fights. Who can play the team fight better? Who can get onto who? Does Pastaboy have the ability to just kind of run through the backline of OGR? Or can OGR manage to blow up some of the backline of UA? So I think it very much is on the onus is placed on the individual players to see how they can outplay the others.
I mean, you're definitely right there. I definitely think UA's win condition is getting onto that Syndra and killing her.
Yes.
Given Syndra can really only like assassinate one champion, you definitely still want to like get on her because she's still doing so much damage with the true damage W and everything else.
Now we do have to see if they commit so hard onto the Syndra though, that does leave Peanut with the ability to kind of start doing some damage. Does have 1.5 items. Will start do some decent damage. Zaya considered one of the premier AD carries right now just because of the damage in her kit. I do believe she is slated for a nerf in this
She's
upcoming
slated
patch.
for some quite big nerfs, I want to say.
I think it's on her W if I'm not
yes.
wrong.
Her attack speed steroid.
Yeah.
That's going to be the Ace Ben 3 engaging onto Hog Pasta Boy right now. I would want to see the Masochism breaking out soon. There it goes. But the Pop Blossom's going to go in. Ace Ben's going to flash him, but Panda Neverland getting kill onto the Router. But that's going to be Syndra getting shut down onto Nico. Hog Pasta Boy now chasing Panda Neverland. Panda Neverland trying to get out as best as he can. Meanwhile, Syndra going extremely low. But Hog Pasta Boy wants this kill and may have gave up a kill onto Syndra in order to go for that chase.
Just a 2 for 2. However, I do definitely think that UA came out on top because they do have the higher.
I don't actually agree with that. I think
it depends on if they get this tower. They do have the higher health bar, so they didn't have to back.
Well,
so I'm
I
saying
think
if
that
they can get this tower, I will say then they came out on top of the fight.
Well, my whole thing is I think OGR came out on top. Well, they did just burn the teleport, so now I think UA came out on top. But in the fight alone, OGR got Nico Flash. Nico Flash is a huge engage tool for the Pop Blossom.
Definitely, it does mean that their next engage with Nico will probably be a little bit more difficult and will most definitely be harder to get a really effective Pop Blossom. But you know, UA does get the teleport out from Totolor and does get the gold from the tower. So I will definitely say that they won that fight.
Yeah, getting the tower and getting the TP from Totolor, and Totolor wasn't actually even able to teleport because they got the tower so fast. Definitely extremely good for them.
Yeah. Now, Syndra has just picked up Morellonomicon, which on top of having the AP, on top of having the flat MR pen, also will provide some healing cut, which will be very effective against both Mundo and Aatrox.
I think a bit more against Aatrox than Mundo, because for some reason Riot thought it was a good idea for Mundo to still be able to heal 60 health per second with Grievous Wounds applied to him.
Yeah. It does make it definitely seem sometimes harder to counterplay just because of the way that Mundo works. Just does get so much health back, but it will make it harder it will make it easier for them to blow him up though quicker.
Yeah. But I do like, we do have a very good dragon fight right now. Currently, UA has 2 Infernal Dragons. 3 Infernal Dragons is extremely strong, and it's very hard to lose after you get 3 Infernals.
Mm-hmm. It's just so much extra AD. I believe it's what 12% additional AD, if not 16. Some
I want to
ridiculous-
say it's 24.
some ridiculous amount of additional AD, which means Syndra will just be able to pop people that much quicker.
Look. It's 24.
Yeah, which is right now it's at 17. So if they get this dragon, the amount of extra AD and AP will be so useful in helping blow up some of these people, especially with
so
these.
that's the masochism coming out from Hog Foster Boy. They are going to be starting up this Infernal Dragon. They really want to get this as best as they can, but they are going to disengage on it. They're going to try and engage. That's going to be the ultimate finale. What's going on to Goddess Storms? Goddess Storms gets Pop. Pop Blossom comes out. They are able to pick up Camille, but Nico is stunned up. Router is trying to do what he can. Is going to be chasing a bit, and it's just going to get popped. Ace Ben 3 barely able to survive, and this dragon is going to go over to OGR most likely.
Syndra is doing so much work in these team fights.
No one was able to get onto Syndra, and it was very hard for them to do anything.
Blows up Varus, manages to kill both Router and Possible. I believe got all 3 of the kills in that fight. Just so well played by a Dramtor, which honestly, because of how he really is kind of the damage focus of this team, is what he has to do.
Yeah, but with that, OGR is able to pick up an Infernal Dragon, giving them that 10% extra AD and AP, which is honestly really big, instead of having that 0% and
0 versus 24 is a lot better than 10 versus 17. Or it's a lot worse.
Yeah. 10 versus 17 is good for OGR. 0 versus 24 is a lot better for UA.
Yeah. So even though they will be down, they will have a deficit in terms of the additional AD and AP provided. It's not nearly as dramatic as it could have been.
For sure. But I mean, 7% difference isn't as big of a deal.
No, exactly.
Plus Syndra does have that true damage from her W, and so at the end of the day, I don't really think it matters.
Yeah. They are, however, starting to set up around the Baron. Of course, as we know, blue side does have the advantage when it comes to setting up around Baron because they can, their entrances to the river lead right into the pit, whereas the red side is only on the...
Oh my god! A Draper just gets popped. The Hog Pasta Boy is the next to potentially get popped. That's going to be Pan of Neverland's GA being popped as well. Router's stuck. He goes down. Big yikes.
Really good fight coming
UA.
out from OGR. Both of their carries were doing so much damage. Sandra just absolutely deleted T.O. Coldane. And on the other side of the fight, Peanut was able to put a lot of damage into Hog Pasta Boy. And now it looks like they're turning onto the Baron, and really this should just be a free Baron.
Yeah.
They should be able to use this to most likely end the game.
I don't think they'll be able to end the game just yet.
Well, not right now, but in terms of in previous team fights.
Yeah.
Or in upcoming team fights.
I don't think they will be actually able to end on this Baron, just because they really haven't gotten much of anything this game. There's only been 2 towers taken.
Yeah. However, they do take this, make a 5k gold lead, and...
It's definitely hefty.
It's definitely hefty.
Hefty.
Xayah has finished her second item, built another BF sword, looking to eventually finish Infinity Edge.
Yeah.
And put out so much damage.
I think getting the IE is going to be such a big power spike for this Xayah as well. As we can already tell, Syndra does so much damage, was able to one-shot Vel'Koz without her ultimate.
Yeah.
Which means that she can press her for fun button on a different champion.
Yeah, so she can delete someone like Varus or Vel'Koz, and then also still use the other.
I meant Vel'Koz, not Varus, but yes.
Yeah. She is so strong. Has also built Spellbinder, which means when she does want to press her R button,
her for fun button,
it will. If she has managed to press the Spellbinder before as well, she will be doing just massive, insane amounts of damage.
For fun.
Yes, just super counterplay.
Yeah. As we can tell, if you're Nico, stopwatch. If you're Varus, GA. If you're Vel'Koz, stopwatch.
Yeah, really, it's just they have to figure out a way to either kill Syndra or take her out of commission at this fight, or else the fights are just over.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's just Syndra's just doing so much. He's been getting a good hook, but not on the right Nico.
Yes. However, Chotolor is going under the turret.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Peanut is like they're. I don't necessarily agree with OGR's macro plays.
They do get the tower, but they are not pushing as heavily in the mid lane as they probably could.
Yeah, I feel like you want to be opening up the mid lane first because it allows you to open up all other lanes, but that's going to be a really good hook on Hog Pasta Boy. It's just Hog Pasta Boy is not who you want.
They do manage to get both towers though, and still kind of get the best of both worlds, regardless of, you know, how optimal their lane placement was, their lane assignments were. But now they are still looking to maybe turn on to a dragon, which has spawned.
Yeah. So red team is going to be able to pick up the dragon, and that's honestly going to be very good for them.
They do get it's a second mountain drake, which will just make their sieging and their abilities to get Baron so much easier.
Yeah. But OGR is probably just going to relax a bit. They aren't going to be able to get an inhib most likely with this Baron. I want to say that Baron has 5 seconds left on it. If we ever like switch to one of them, I'm pretty sure their Baron is gone at this point. Yeah. So their Baron is gone. They'll probably wait for this next Baron, force a fight there, and then try to win off of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's just the best play. Really, they just need to not risk themselves, because if they take the 5v5 with how strong their bot lane and their mid lane are, they will just they should be able to win pretty much every fight that they take.
Yeah. But overall, very good job from both of these teams. UA is trying as hard as they can. It just seemed like that Syndra is very big, and they need to get on that Syndra as best as possible. Otherwise, they're going to just keep on losing these fights.
Most definitely, because she also, with the true damage, which I believe comes from her max rank W, will be able to tear through the Mundo as well.
Yeah. I'd also like to point out that OGR is doing great on vision control. This has partly to do with the fact that they all have Oracle lenses except for Xayah.
Yeah.
And they all have control wards. That's definitely something that you want to be seeing from your team.
It's a great way to just make sure that the other team can't even attempt to come back.
Yeah. But I really like the fact that they all have control wards. It's not really something that you see on most teams.
Especially not in Gold.
Especially not on Team 63 /. They don't even believe in control wards, I promise you.
Yes, those are... Vision is for the weak.
Vision is for the weak. But those sweepers are very good. But overall, I think both teams are just kind of waiting and stalling out, waiting for this Baron to come up at the moment. I think that's the play at the moment.
Yeah, it is spawning within the next minute. So you do have to expect that they are going to try and just continue with the setup that they have. Because, as you were saying, honestly, if you take the Baron at this point, OGR just takes the game. They are 7...
I don't think they take the game, but it's basically locked in.
Well, they are 7,000 gold up at this point.
Let me tell you the great story of how TSM threw a 15k gold lead.
Are you comparing OGR to TSM?
I mean, I could be.
They do have Turtlelore pushing on the bot side, which I think is exactly where Turtlelore wants to be at this point. does
For
have
sure,
TP.
he has his TP. He's able to get away from Aatrox fairly fast so that he won't be stunned when he TPs. And he has an ability to stun as well. But that's going to be the engage from Panda of Neverland. Cataclysm's going to get flashed by Goddess of Storms. But the Chain of Corruption is going to miss, and that's going to be the teleport coming in from Trotolor.
Yeah, not a great chain of corruptions, because even if it would have hit right there, it wouldn't have really been able to spread to anyone as well, which is one of the great parts about Chain of Corruptions is it's so useful in a team fight because it can spread to everyone in the entire team. Using it, and it wouldn't, even if
the Baron was started, by the way. It's at 3,000 health right now, and that's going to be Trotolor basically 1v4ing at the moment, just trying to keep him up. Mundo gets the kill on Desire. Trotolor does go down as well. That's going to be Ace Ben using his ultimate. Possible goes extremely low, but isn't going to go down. Ace Ben 3 just trying to hide. Panda Neverland trying to get out. The Baron has reset back to full health.
yeah, definitely a good fight coming out from UA right there.
And Pasta Boy just having his Warmogs do so much healing. They're going to start the Baron?
They will.
Yes.
Pan of Neverland is up and does still have his smite.
Yeah,
so the potential of a steal.
I'm going to take our camera a bit and mess with it. So they do have the flag there. They see that it's at 4,000 health. They're going to wait for the flag to expire before trying to do this. 1,700. Blue team is able to secure the dragons, the Baron, so it goes over to UA.
Absolutely massive in making sure that this game is not totally lost. They do have the ability to...
Elder Dragon's up in 5 seconds.
Elder Dragon is up in 5 seconds. And both of them do have dragons off of which this would scale fairly well. Both of the teams have Infernal Dragons, which is absolutely fantastic when it's being buffed up by Infernal Dragons, or when it's being buffed up by Elder Dragons. Now there are 3 dragons on the side of OGR, which means this would be much stronger.
Panda Neverland is going to engage in. That's going to be the Pop Blossom coming out, stunning up 1. Red team is able to secure the dragon somehow, even though Pasta Boy was there. And Trotolor is going to be going down. So that's going to be 2 deaths for that Elder Dragon. But everyone else is going to be able to get out.
Yeah, even though they take the even though they get the dragon, they decide not to try and sign. They decide and not take the fight afterwards.
UA is extremely strong right now. I want to say Pan of Neverland's level 13 compared to Hog Pasta Boy's level 17.
Yeah, that's a very unfortunate smite discrepancy.
Yeah. So it does look like UA might just try to shove this in and end right here.
I mean, just look at the farm though. 234 on Mundo versus 123 on this Jarvan 4.
Panda Neverland definitely not doing so hot in this game.
Most definitely not. His scoreline isn't awful. 3, 4, and 7. You know, there are definitely worse scorelines. Syndra just hasn't really been able to have the same impact in the past couple team fights that she had in the first couple.
Yeah, it's more of the fact that everyone's has a bit more tank on them, and Hog Pasta Boy is doing a great job of engaging all of these fights.
It's so hard to kill him. It's just very, very hard to kill him. Does have armor, does have HP, does have magic resist, does have this, the Spirit Visage is also buffing his own healing.
Yeah, he gets 100 health per second with grievous wounds.
Balanced. That's all I can say. Balanced.
Riot big-brained Mundo.
They definitely big-brained Mundo.
Mundo goes where he pleases.
You know? However, we are getting close to a 40-minute game, and when we get to something like that, you have to start to favor the crit ADC over the on-hit ADC like Varus. Did not go for a Ruined Hurricane, has decided to go for a bit more security by taking this Phantom Dancer and getting the Lifeline passive, which will be very helpful in hoping to try and negate some of the damage coming out from Syndra.
Yeah, Router is... Oh my god, why am I yawning? Router is going to use his ultimate to get away. The speed boost is going to help him a lot. The cooldown isn't too long, but he does get caught by the Catalysm from Pan of Neverland. Gets stunned up, is going to get ulted by Nautilus, and is going to be going down.
Yeah, it does get taken down. However, it looks like
Pasta Boy's just taking... He wants this turret. I kind of don't blame the man. That's going to be the chain of corruption landing on Camille. But the base is getting taken.
Yeah, they have to back, but looks like they are
Pasta Boy,
deciding not to base.
Pasta Boy is just muted his team. Is like, I'm going in, boys. I'm taking the turret.
Yeah, Pasta Boy has decided, does get another kill down onto the
He is
Nico.
going to kill Trotalor, but it's like, at what cost? Your
He's
base? The
losing his
game?
base. They lost the inhib. They lost.
Pasta
the
Boy is still taking the turret.
I mean, they just in the game right now, and Pasta Boy is just now deciding to back. I just, you have to say, Pasta Boy, what are you doing? Why are you there? You lost your game, and you just weren't even in your base.
So, I'm going to blame that last team fight on Pasta Boy.
Yeah, that's a insane just decision to just not.
I was
back.
not expecting that game to end there.
Regardless, even though you got the first tower, taking first tower bot lane is nowhere near as important as even your inhibitor towers. He should have backed long ago and should not have been trying to 1v1 Trotalor in the bottom lane.
I mean, he got Trotalor.
He did get Trotalor, but he lost the game.
He traded his base for Trotalor. I think worth.
Yeah.
Worth.
Yeah. Sure.
I was not expecting that game to end right there. Like 100%. I thought this game was going to go on for like another 10 minutes.
Either way, OGR just out macros the map and takes the game.
Out macros.
Mundo goes where he pleases, even if it's not where he should be.
I mean, fair enough. Anyways, that is going to be it for GRLCS Week 2 Plat Capped. I think these games were honestly really solid. A lot of upsets this week, for sure. Tomorrow we will be at 11 a.m. We will have David Vid Cossack with a new caster casting Diamond Capped. I don't know who he's casting with. Jack Loves Lamp. He's casting with the man, the myth, the legend, Jack.
Jack loves lamp.
He does love lamp. He bought us these great, nice, big lamps.
As you can see, we're all lit up, so pretty.
So he's going to be casting with Jack Loves Lamp. Until then, I'm going to be playing solo queue. Ari Panda's also going to be playing solo queue. If you see her in solo queue, please enter games. With that, I've been Noah Siren Hassoon, joined by Riley Seegers, Funky Mama Seegers, and see you next. I'll see you on Tuesday. He'll see you next week. Where's ending? One of these is ending.